From uniqueness to style to challenge, we got a host of amazing action combat systems in 2022. From JRPGs to action RPGs to action games, I'm going to go over some of the best action combat systems to come out of 2022, and I hope you could find some new games to try or see if you agree with me. These will be action combat, not turn-based. I'll have a separate video for that, so make sure to subscribe. But anyways, let's get into the best of what 2022 offered us with action combat. The first one on our list is Star Ocean: The Divine Force. I did a whole review on this stating how much of a comeback it was from the previous entries of the series. The combat system I would describe as unique. It's extremely fast and fluid, there's a lot of deep customization given to you, and you can fly around the map with this robot called Duma, and that is just fun in itself. I could pretty much do it for hours. If you have not looked at anything Star Ocean: The Divine Force, you should definitely check it out. If anything, go look at the review I put out for it. This game is a host of fun. It gives you plenty of super bosses and challenging encounters. There's a whole lot to love with this combat system. Next on our list is Strangers of Paradise: Final Fantasy Origin. Now, this game is totally goofy. I would not go in looking for a story, but the combat system created by Team Ninja is absolutely incredible. The boss design is also amazing there to complement the combat system. There's endless hours of co-op grinding, which is actually really good. The network system is perfect for it. It's just a lot of fun. It takes the job system of past Final Fantasy games, throws a Souls-like combat system into it, its own special variation of a parry, where you could shoot back spells at enemies, and you have a fantastic combat system on your hands. Don't sleep on Final Fantasy Origins. The next game on our list is Valkyrie Elysium. Now, some people like to trash this game because it doesn't have your typical action combat mechanics, like canceling out of your combos. Now, Valkyrie Elysium does things its own way. It's a little weird at times, but this game allows you to style out without having to do much. It focuses more on parrying, dodging, more reaction time. There are so many different ways to parry in this game, it's kind of weird. Now, this game is mostly based on timing, and then once you get the timing down, you are going to be going on the craziest stylish combos without having to click your buttons all over the place. It's a really weird combat system, but it also has a lot of tech, like being able to cancel out of combos with magic. Your magic gives you iframes no matter what ability you do. This combat system is of its own, and it's very fun. I enjoyed the entire time playing it. It has some great challenge in the end, and like I said, you could do some stylish stuff without having to put in too much effort. It's more based on reactions. So honestly, this game has been on sale. It got a bunch of free content added to it. I wouldn't sleep on Valkyrie Elysium. Now, the next game on our list is Elden Ring. Now, if you haven't seen anything about Elden Ring, then you must have been sleeping under a rock. But this game really is the culmination of all the Dark Souls games, and they made the combat system basically perfected. Now, I have some issues with the summons, but this is not the video for that. But the action combat itself, all the animations and the feel of the combat have been smoothed out. It feels even smoother than Dark Souls 3 to me. There is endless amounts of builds and special abilities you can use with the Ashes of War. There is basically endless time to have fun with this combat system. It all flows well, it feels good, and it has hours of learning to do. If you could face a bit of a challenge, Elden Ring will be one of the funnest action RPGs you ever play. Next on our list is Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Now, this really is the most in-depth combat system of this year, in my opinion. Now, this game plays more like an MMO in a sense. If you don't know the Xenoblade series, your characters will be auto-attacking, and then it's up to you to strategize and use everything else, buffs, debuffs, abilities, timing on your canceling, all to do a really good flow. Now, Xenoblade 3 has the hero class system. You're basically going to be recruiting bunch of side characters to be on your team, and it is so much fun. All the weapon classes you can upgrade and swap through your teammates. It gives a lot of player control in the customization, and they really learned a lot from the previous Xenoblade games. If you have a Nintendo Switch, I honestly would jump into 3 even if you don't have the time for the previous 2. You're going to get a lot more out of it if you play the previous 2, but I think Xenoblade 3 is so amazing with its combat and everything else, honestly, that it's worth experiencing if you have the time. Next on our list is Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. Now, I know this is a remaster of a PSP game, but the combat system, the upgrades for it, basically makes it a remake. Everything has been smoothed out, ironed out. You now have a shortcut menu to give all your magic and abilities. The game makes perfect use of iframes, in my opinion. A lot of abilities like jump and backstepping with magic give you ways to dodge moves, and the game becomes extremely fast-paced because of it. It really is one of my favorite combat systems of the year, and if you've never played Crisis Core, or if you played the old one and didn't think you should replay it again, you should do it just for the combat. It is totally upgraded and super fun. The next game on our list is Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. Now, this is basically a sequel to Fire Emblem 3 Houses, and it reminds me of Persona 5 Strikers, where the gameplay is less Musou and more action RPG and extremely well done. You're going to be slashing through enemies like a normal Warriors game, but the boss encounters are extremely fun, step-to-step combat based on parrying, dodging. There's a whole bunch to love, especially swapping through all the different Fire Emblem 3 Houses characters. The combat system in this is absolutely insane. Definitely do not sleep on it. The next game on our list is an indie action-adventure game kind of mimicking the likes of Devil May Cry, and it's called Solstice. This game is actually a lot of fun. I was surprised by it. The combat system is interesting. You're going to have this little ghost, and he's going to be doing the parrying for you. So you could keep your combos going, and while you're comboing, you're going to swap back to your L1 button, and you're going to be doing a parry and keep it going. It's actually totally unique, and I've never tried a combat system like this, so it's a lot of fun and usually not too pricey. So I definitely would check out Solstice if you love Devil May Cry. It honestly feels kind of like Ninja Gaiden at points too, so definitely check out Solstice. Those to me were the best action combat systems of 2022. I had the most fun with them. They seemed the most in-depth to me. They brought the most uniqueness. Now, I know there were others like Bayonetta 3, but if they're not on this list, it just means I have not played them. I don't want to put something on this list that I have not personally played. There's also a couple other honorable mentions like Ys 8 Lacrimosa of Dana, now released on PS5, giving it 120 FPS mode, a whole bunch of cool stuff like that. If you have a PS5 and never played Ys 8, I would definitely pick it up. It is the best platform besides PC to play it on. There's also Sonic Frontiers, which is a platformer, but they actually integrated a skill tree and a combat system into the game. And it's pretty simple, but it actually is a lot of fun. If you've never played a Sonic game before, like I didn't play that many of them before, but I booted up Sonic Frontiers and actually had a blast. So there's combat systems all around us from 2022, and I thought it brought so much uniqueness and variety to the genres, and it was so much fun for me this year. I could not stay on one game because I wanted to just try them all. But again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments any I missed or if you agree with me. And as always, guys, I hope you have the most fantastic day. Have an amazing new year, and I'll see you guys in the next JRPG video. Peace.